Welcome to Sheikh Hamdan's official fans channel, your go-to destination for the most heartfelt, powerful, and inspiring updates about the Crown Prince of Dubai. If you've ever found yourself enchanted by the grace in his poetry, the fire in his adventures, or the depth of his emotional world, then today's revelation will leave you speechless. We're about to take you on a journey that echoes with longing, destiny, and the pulse of a love that refuses to fade. As many of you know, when you truly love someone, your heart expands to embrace everything tied to them, their hometown, their childhood stories, even the soil that raised them. And in Sheikh Hamdan's case, this truth runs deeper than most. Every journey he embarks upon, every skyline he stares at, is stitched with the memory of someone he once loved, someone he may still love. The land she comes from has become more than just a place, it is a living presence, filled with unspoken promises and sleepless nights. Recently, during an emotionally charged visit to Uzbekistan, Sheikh Hamdan surprised his followers with a soul-stirring poem. It was raw, powerful, and overflowing with a pain that only true love can cause. The verses, heavy with nostalgia and longing, painted a picture of a man standing beneath foreign skies yet emotionally lost in a place far more personal. And today, we are beyond thrilled to share with you an update that might just be the next chapter in that story. "I am about to land in her country," he whispered under his breath, but those few words held the power of 1,000 storms. This isn't just a physical journey, it's a collision of memories and moments that once made time stand still. He's not flying toward a destination, he's flying toward a ghost, a living echo that still rules the chambers of his heart. The airport isn't just a runway, it's a bridge between what was, and what might be again. Imagine the scene, the jet carving through soft clouds as city lights blink awake below. He sits by the window, his fingers tracing invisible poetry onto the glass. Each heartbeat is louder than the engine's. His mind isn't on the meetings or the royal protocols that await him. His thoughts are wrapped around one question: will she know I'm here? Will she feel me before she sees me? This moment feels like a confession made to the stars, unspoken, yet louder than any anthem. He remembers her laughter, how it used to crash into him like waves against a quiet shore. The scent of her hair, the music of her voice, the way her eyes used to scan the sky like she was waiting for him to appear. And now, here he comes, not as a prince, not as a leader, but as a man chasing the shadow of his own soul. The country he's landing in holds her stories, streets she walked, places she cried, and sunsets she whispered her wishes to. And though she may not know it, tonight one of those wishes might come true. The winds have shifted, the stars have realigned, and something ancient and sacred is about to awaken beneath this foreign sky. There's a royal entourage waiting, yes, cars, guards, flashing cameras. But none of it matters. His real mission begins the moment his feet touch the ground. His heart is racing for a different reason. There is a letter tucked in his coat pocket, written not with ink, but with aching silence. It's not meant for politics. It's meant for the woman who once taught him what it means to be seen. Fans across the globe are on edge. Will this journey bring closure or a new beginning? Is this love's final flight or its rebirth? Whatever it is, it feels monumental. Sheikh Hamdan doesn't make such moves lightly. This isn't just another royal visit. This is destiny, rising from the ashes with the wings of poetry and the fire of unspoken love. He once wrote, "Even the moon turns jealous when I speak your name," and tonight, perhaps the moon will witness their eyes meeting again, across a crowded room or beneath a quiet tree, two hearts remembering how to beat in the presence of each other. Can love survive time, silence, and royal boundaries? Sheikh Hamdan seems ready to find out. So stay connected, dearest fans. Because every second from now could be the moment when fate steps forward with grace. His heart is guiding him back, not just to a place, but to a pulse that once matched his. We will be bringing you every breathtaking detail of this journey. This is more than a story. This is the return of a heartbeat once lost, now ready to find its rhythm again. His love for Hadia was never ordinary, it was elemental. It was the kind of love that made deserts feel like gardens and silence sound like symphonies. When Sheikh Hamdan thinks of her, he doesn't just remember a person, he remembers an entire atmosphere. Her hometown, with its lantern-lit alleys, the gentle hum of prayer at dawn, the way the breeze moved through the olive trees, all of it has become sacred to him. not because it was majestic, but because it was hers. Hadia wasn't just someone he loved, she was someone he saw. In her, he found the poetry he could never write, the courage he often had to borrow, and the simplicity he yearned for in a life that's always been anything but simple. Her hometown was more than a dot on the map, it was the soul of her story. Every corner held echoes of her laughter, every stone bore the imprint of the girl who once dreamed under those skies. He remembers the first time she took his hand and led him through the local market. She wasn't showing off a place, she was revealing a piece of her heart. He watched how she greeted elders with respect, how she knew the names of every vendor, how her eyes lit up near the old bookstore at the corner. That day, he realized he wasn't falling in love with just her. He was falling in love with the world. That's why returning feels different. It's not just about nostalgia, it's reverence. It's not a royal visit, it's a pilgrimage to the beginning of a love story that might still have chapters left. Sheikh Hamdan has always believed in divine timing. And as he walks the same streets she once did, maybe he's hoping time will whisper its secrets once more. He's already received word that the bakery she used to adore is still there. The baker even remembers her favorite, sweet pistachio rose buns with just a hint of saffron. And so, like a man moved by unseen strings, he sent his team to buy a dozen. Not for show, not for ceremony, but because he still remembers the sparkle in her eyes every time she bit into one. Love, after all, is in the details. There's talk that Hadia still lives not far from the town center, that she never really left, choosing instead to remain close to the earth that raised her. Sheikh Hamdan hasn't said a word about seeing her, but his silence speaks louder than any announcement. He carries a look, a quiet fire behind his eyes. As if every step he takes on this soil brings him closer to a moment that could redefine everything. And the townspeople? They feel it. They sense something deeper unfolding beneath the royal presence. The air has changed. The children whisper about a prince chasing a love story. The elders speak of destiny with folded hands. And some say Hadia has already felt it too, like the wind has shifted and brought his name back into her dreams. He walks slowly here, unlike the quickened pace of official duty. Here, he listens. To the sound of birds she once fed, to the river she used to visit at dusk. He's not rushing to find her, he's letting love guide him, as it always has. And maybe, just maybe, love will bring her to him, when the time is right. What makes this story so powerful isn't its scale or grandeur, it's its purity. This isn't about thrones or titles. It's about a man who once lost something precious and never stopped carrying it in his soul. Sheikh Hamdan's love for Hadia and her hometown is not a secret he guards, it's a flame he honors, even in silence. Stay with us, because this story is still unfolding. The air is thick with promise. Every sunrise could be the beginning of a reunion, and every shadow might hold the shape of destiny drawing near. Sheikh Hamdan is not just landing in her country, he's walking into the heart of everything he's never forgotten. And maybe, just maybe, she's waiting. In the quiet of dawn, as the city stretches and yawns beneath the first light, Sheikh Hamdan stands near a hillside overlooking the rooftops of Hadia's hometown. The view is simple, nothing extravagant or royal, but to him, it's magnificent. It's the canvas of her memories. The same rooftops she once gazed at from her window. The same horizon she used to trace with her dreams. He doesn't need palaces here, her presence in this place is the most majestic thing he's ever known. Everywhere he goes, her essence lingers, in the scent of the citrus trees lining the town square, in the laughter of young girls skipping down the same roads she once walked. It's as if her spirit is wrapped around every leaf and lantern. He pauses outside the gate of an old, ivy-covered home, once hers. His guards hold their distance, sensing the sanctity of this moment. This isn't about fame or protocol. This is sacred ground. This is where his heart learned how to kneel. Inside him, a storm swells, not of regret, but of hope. What if this time, fate decides differently? What if the years of silence were only a prelude to this crescendo? He knows love isn't always fireworks. Sometimes, it's the quiet knock on a familiar door. Sometimes, it's the return of a heartbeat to a place it never truly left. The letter in his coat still remains unread, sealed, aged by time and emotion, addressed not to a title or role, but simply, Hadia, Word has started to spread. The townsfolk have noticed his subtle visits to her favorite places. A candle was quietly lit at the mosque where she often prayed. A bouquet of white tulips, her favorite, now rests beside a fountain they once sat by. No grand speeches. No loud declarations. Just small, deliberate acts of love left like whispers on the wind. If she's watching, he hopes she sees them not as symbols of the past, but as invitations to a future. And somewhere, perhaps behind a curtain or tucked into the shadows of a familiar street, she is watching. The woman who once danced barefoot under rain in these alleys. The woman who knew the poetry in his soul before the world read a single verse. She knows this isn't performance, this is truth. Her truth. His truth. The kind that doesn't fade with time, but grows deeper in its absence. Maybe she's waiting too, holding her own bundle of words unsent, wondering if love could ever return with such grace. This is not the end of a journey. This is the breath before a miracle. Sheikh Hamdan came not as a prince this time, but as a man still in love, quietly, fiercely, eternally. And as the call to prayer echoes over the hills, blending with the golden silence of morning, one truth becomes clearer than ever. Some hearts were never meant to be apart. Stay close, dear fans, because love like this doesn't just make headlines, it